We live in a throwaway society, we live in a world of flat pack products, and it's very easy to forget the artisan skills.
To produce anything truly unique, be it a product, an interior or a building, one must turn to bespoke craftsmen and makers. The challenge is to first identify what can be achieved, convince the client, and then find a suitable and reliable niche producer.
We work in a business and an environment where we are not on our own. We always depend on two people. On one side, the client and the commission, and on the other side, the craftsman and the contractor who is going to make the building how we imagined it.
I think the biggest threat to any artisan today is mass production, cheap copies, and countries that take this artisan beautiful pieces of sculptured art and skill and copy them in mass production.
We can go into design because we have a stand to make. We have a point of view that design should not only be about industrial processes, it can also be made with the great techniques and the great know-how of great artisans.
Really everything is based on the idea that is generated from the brain, through the hand, then communication to another brain through this other very valuable hand.
Every time I really say that we have to be narrative in the piece we design, but also narrative in how we create them and how we get them, how we make them happen.
So fusing 18th century know-how with 21st century technology can sometimes be quite challenging. You have to find the right maker, and for us this is a huge point and a real key to the success of these pieces, because lots of makers now are still used to restoring pieces, but finding someone that can actually make and produce something new and that can have the open mind to embrace contemporary design is quite a challenge.
The craftsman should be the stars today, and you should be the label, you call it in France, the sign of quality that is basically fronting the name of the designer.
I think that it's our duty to make sure that we give those skills and briefs to other artisans to make sure that we look after and nurture these skills so they do not die.
The majority of the people in the room here are craftsmen or people who are guarding the tradition and making sure it goes from one generation to another. And this is something which is very important that we preserve, and us interior designers are on the first line of preserving the tradition.